astrologer and spiritual messenger, here with your new Empowered Moments video for the week of Monday, June 20th through Sunday, June 26, 2022. For this week's Empowered Moments video, we'll be using the Tarot of Dreams by Ciro Marchetti for the main message for everyone. Your special message card this week, depending on your stone of choice, will be coming from the Work Your Light Oracle cards here by Rebecca Campbell. So we're in the tail end of June already. And this week, in the second half of June, we've got two planets changing signs. We've got the Sun moving out of Gemini and into Cancer, which marks the summer solstice here in the Northern Hemisphere. We also have Venus moving into Gemini. So based on those couple of highlights for this week, let's go ahead and tune in and do an empowered moment. So if we just close our eyes, let's take a deep breath and breathe in love and light and peace. As we exhale, we're letting go of all that our body, mind, and soul no longer needs. Making sure, if you can, that your feet are flat on the floor with your legs uncrossed. And sit up straight, but yet allow your body to gently relax. And let's focus on the golden white light of God's source energy universe as it shines down upon and around us. This golden white light is unconditional love and compassion, guidance and protection. Let's breathe that into every cell of our bodies. Breathing in that unconditionally loving golden white light. And focusing on that idea of unconditional love and compassion. We're going to focus on that Cancerian energy that we're moving into. That energy that focuses on home and family, focuses on our emotions and our feelings, our ability to nurture, love, listen, understand, and take care of those that we love. That sign of the zodiac that's very empathic, very intuitive, and let's focus on calling in that energy as we move into the Sun in Cancer time period, focusing on calling in that higher intuition, that empathic ability, that connection to our emotions and our feelings, which brings in a closer connection with the other people in our lives, our family and loved ones, forging deeper connections, more emotional connections with those that we love, while at the same time we have Venus moving into Gemini, which is a very social place for the divine feminine. Conversations and communications and networking become very important as she shines her beauty, her attraction energy, her receptivity energy out into the world. So allowing these two energies of the Sun in Cancer and Venus in Gemini to merge in the most positive way, bringing a deeper sense of our emotional connection with ourselves and others, a deeper intuition, and yet more of an ability to connect with, network with, and communicate with people in our lives, whether it's home and family, personal or business. Allowing the most positive qualities of these energies to shine forth this week and in the weeks to come. Let's do one last deep, healing, cleansing, balancing breath. Breathing in and activating those energies. And when you're ready, you can open your eyes and return to this time, this place, this moment. Okay, so let's start by taking a look at your stones of choice for that special message card a bit later. Our first stone of choice is beautiful rhodonite special intention pendant. This rhodonite is wrapped in silver wire, as you can see, and it's infused with the vibration of the number 2, the number of love, compassion, and relationships. The energies of Cancer. No, I didn't realize that this actually had the energies of Cancer infused into it. The sign of loving connections with others and peaceful and balanced emotions. The opening and balancing of the heart chakra for self-love, love towards others, friendship, and romance. And the energies of Archangel Raphael to heal old heart chakra wounds, and the energy of Archangel Chamuel to assist in attracting a soulmate or healing a current soulmate relationship. Okay, so pendant number 2 here is this interesting piece of raw carnelian. Isn't that interesting? It's got an interesting shape, and it's kind of a rough carnelian. It's wrapped in gold wire and given the vibration through Reiki of the number 3, the number of creativity and all forms of communication, activation of the sacral chakra energy for sexuality and passion, the water element for intuition and clear feeling or clairsentience, and the connection to Goddess Pele. Goddess Pele is infused into this one. Goddess of passions and heart's desires. Okay. And then pendant number 3 here. This one's a tiny, delicate pendant. This is a raw ruby. And this is wrapped in gold wire. I don't know if you can see it very well. And it's Reiki infused with the vibration of the number 2, the number of relationships and equality, the energies of both the signs of Libra and Scorpio for this one, the signs that rule partnership and passion, the water element for feelings and emotions and intuition and deeper connections, and the energy of Archangel Chamuel, who assists in finding a soulmate, as well as Venus Aphrodite, goddess of love, beauty, and merging with another. So again, your stones of choice for that special message card is rhodonite. Here we go. Got the rhodonite here. Okay, we've got the raw carnelian. I love this color. Okay, and then we've got the nice dainty ruby. And that would be a very dainty little stone there. All right. So let's talk about the astrology for the week. So we start out on Monday, the 20th of June with Mercury in Gemini. It's finally out of its shadow period from that Mercury retrograde. And it just actually left that shadow period yesterday, the 19th, Sunday the 19th from last week's reading. So that was quite a long time, a typical time for Mercury moving into its shadow, going retrograde, and then turning back to direct motion, but still being in its shadow. But now we start this week out free and clear of that Mercury retrograde. Things should be resolved now. Decisions should be on the verge of being made if they haven't been made already. Things should at the very least, be clearer to you, okay? There might have been this miscommunication, this kind of foggy energy, I'm not sure what to do, and things should at the very least be clearer, if not, again, already decisions made. But on the 20th of June, Mercury in its home sign of Gemini is going to be in a sextile to Jupiter, the planet of blessings, in Aries. So Mercury is the planet that rules our thoughts, ideas, perceptions, communications, and he's very chatty in Gemini. There's like a lot of ideas, a lot of thoughts coming in, maybe sometimes too much. It can get a little bit overwhelming or a little bit confusing just sometimes within your own head with Mercury and Gemini. It's like you're multitasking, you're juggling projects and ideas, and there's just a lot going on. Lots of networking, lots of communications. Speaking, teaching, writing, texting, emailing, just a lot of that kind of thing going on. The sextile to Jupiter. A sextile is a positive aspect of opportunity. So with the sextile, though, you have to be aware of what the opportunity is. You have to recognize it, and then you have to take some sort of action on it. And what's that Jupiter energy, what that's going to do is it's going to expand the energy. It's going to allow you to see the bigger picture. Mercury in Gemini is going to be good at juggling lots of little details and taking care of little things. The sextile to Jupiter says, let's look at the big picture. What's really going on here? What's the, what is the big vision of who you want to be, where you want to go, what you want to do, what the steps are. So Jupiter's going to look at the big picture. So you're expanding into, with Jupiter and Aries, you're expanding into individuality, independence, initiation, new beginnings, for starters. So the sextile to Mercury says there's an opportunity here through communications and messages and information. So pay attention. Pay attention to any messages coming in, any communications that happen. Pay attention to the signs from the universe. So some of those signs can be, again, pretty practical, like somebody reaches out and texts you or emails you or telephones you, and you need to get back with them. You need to make that connection because there might be some important information there. But Mercury in Gemini with that Jupiter sextile can also be messages from the universe. So watch number signs, like 111, 333. Watch animal totems, so if you're a nature buff and you go out in nature, you're outside walking, I've been seeing a lot of rabbits lately. Rabbits are all about fertility, right? Fertility and a lot of things happening, sort of like Mercury and Gemini. So you can read the signs from the universe as well with this. But again, there's an opportunity here, but you need to follow up on whatever information is given to you with that one. On Tuesday the 21st, we've got Venus, the planet that rules love and affection and relationships. She also rules money and finances and personal resources, as well as values and how we value ourselves. And she's in her home sign of Taurus, and so that's really going to amplify and focus in on the personal resources, money and finances, and values and self-values piece. And even as far as relationships and love, it's just, again, about, do you value this relationship? Do you value this person? And do you value yourself within the relationship with whatever's happening and going on? So really, this could be speaking to any one of those things that Venus rules. But on Tuesday, Venus is going to connect with Pluto. And Pluto is transformation, death and rebirth, big changes, deep changes, empowering changes. And it is a positive aspect, okay? So it's not a challenging one. This is about the divine feminine empowering herself. This is about huge transformation and change that should be beneficial. And the huge transformation and change can be in regards to, again, money, finances, personal resources. It could be huge change and transformation within relationship matters. And with, again, you empowering yourself or owning your power as far as, am I being valued, or am I valuing myself within this situation and circumstance? Now that happens very early Eastern time on Tuesday, so you will feel that on Monday as well. It actually is a nice combination with that Mercury sextile Jupiter, and later in the day starting to feel the Venus trine Pluto, which is a very positive and empowering kind of energy. Also on Tuesday the 21st, we've got the Sun moving into Cancer. So the Sun moving into Cancer, this happens every year around this time, and this is the beginning or the time period that marks the Summer Solstice. Okay, so, and this is in the Northern Hemisphere. Of course, in the Southern Hemisphere, it's marking the Winter Solstice for you all on the other side of the planet. But as we move into Cancer, Cancer is a sign that rules the emotions and the emotional body. And there's going to become a focus for the next month on home and family and emotional security and feeling safe, and our empathic abilities, our gut feelings, those we care about, caretaking, taking care of others. All of these things are going to be highlighted during the next month. On Wednesday the 22nd, we've got Venus, the planet that I already said rules relationships and love and personal resources and finances and our values, moving out of her home sign of Taurus and moving into Gemini. Now she's going to be in Gemini from June 22nd until July 17th, almost a month, but not quite. And Venus in Gemini is going to become a little bit more fickle, a little bit more vacillating, you know, because it's the sign of the twins, right? And the sign of the twins is like this way or that way. Should I act like this or should I act like that? Do I value this or do I value that? And so there can be a lot of back and forth energies with Venus and Gemini. Back and forth energies regarding relationship decisions, financial decisions, decisions based on what she values in life. Now, it can be a very social time. Venus rules the divine feminine principle. It rules women and connections with other women. So it's a great time to be social and network and communicate with other people. And usually for more of an enjoyment sort of thing. It can be business too, but Venus wants to enjoy. Venus wants to appreciate. You know, Venus just wants to kind of be in this state of harmony and attraction and receptivity and whatnot. So all of this kind of socialness is usually for enjoyment purposes, but don't not count the whole business aspect, because this can be a great networking energy as well. And like I said, for the next month, we've got this going on. For the very, you know, at the very least, she's going to want to be a lot more busy. It's like short trips. Let's do these little day trips. Let's work on these writing projects, because Gemini is a sign that deals with communication and information, learning, teaching, writing. So all of these things also, if it's enjoyable, might be indicated. Now that's the main things that are going on for the week astrologically. The other thing I will mention though, and this technically happens next Tuesday, so it'll be next week's reading, but Neptune is slowing down to turn retrograde. It's going to turn retrograde next week, but because it's one of those planets that moves very slowly, we're already feeling it slowing down. Neptune rules the spiritual realm, and it rules our psychic sensitivities. It rules our intuition. It rules our healing abilities. It rules things that are unseen or intangible. It can rule magic and miracles, or it can rule fantasy and addictions and escapism. So all of these things that I'm mentioning that Neptune rules might start to be intensifying right now as it's slowing down. We're starting to be more energetically sensitive to other people's thoughts, to other people's energies. We're more sensitive now to foods, to substances, as well as the energies and emotions of other people. We might be feeling a little bit more spacey, because Neptune rules again the spiritual realm and things that are intangible. So we're tuning in even more intensely to the spirit realm. And that can, again, create this feeling of ungroundedness or being unfocused and confused and, again, just not, well, let's just say confused. I guess I feel confused already. No. So it's just a lack of being grounded here. And we're just going to feel a little bit more spacey and floaty. So make sure that you do things to keep yourself grounded, which is being out in nature or walking barefoot on the earth. Somebody might say take a healing bath, but when you're immersing yourself in water, and Neptune's already in water sign Pisces and it's slowing down, I'm not sure that the bath is going to ground you. You actually need to like garden or plant things in the earth or walk barefoot on the sand or the earth or anything, or use crystals and stones that are grounding, like the dark brown ones or the jaspers or some of the black stones, obsidian, black tourmaline. Those are going to be grounding stones to assist you in being a little bit more better focused. All right, so let's go ahead and take a look. I'm going to stay on camera here. Let's take a look at the messages from our angels and guides. So it was my goal to pick 3 cards, but 4 cards came out. So let's turn over and look at the first card here, which is by itself. Okay, so we've got the 8 of Cups to start out the reading, okay? Now, the number 8 numerologically is about power and control, disempowerment, empowerment, taking back our power. It's about career, business, authority, being our own inner authority. All of those things are the number 8. Of course, the Cups suit brings in emotional connections with other people. It's relationship oriented. So this can be, and usually is in the traditional tarot, a card where we're feeling disempowered, either within a situation, a relationship, or just feeling disempowered within ourselves because of certain emotions or feelings or energies that we're holding on to that it would be best to release and let go and transform and transmute. This actually has planet Saturn up here in this corner. This is the glyph for Saturn. This is the glyph for Pisces. So Saturn and Pisces energy. Well, Saturn is the teacher of karmic lessons. He wants to teach us something. Saturn can also be a planet of restriction and limitation. I'm going to focus on some of the shadow traits because the 8 of Cups typically is a card that's a little challenging. So the shadow traits of Saturn: limitation, restriction, karmic lessons, teaching us responsibility in some way, shape, or form. It's about delays. It's about where we feel insecure. And it has to do with the Pisces energy. So this is, Pisces energy can be, a lot of things. Pisces is the last sign of the zodiac. It takes everything and wraps it all up into that sign of the zodiac. So this is about past lives. This could be about some karmic past life thing where we're feeling disempowered in the moment or not in our power. This could be feeling restricted and limited in our intuition. Our psychic abilities and intuition can be ruled by Pisces, and Saturn can be limiting and restricting that somehow, or delaying proper intuition, almost like we're waiting for this message to come in from our angels and guides or the universe to give us this big kind of aha moment, go in this direction, make this decision, but it could be being delayed right now because Saturn sometimes delays things. But know this too, if there's any delay of that sort going on, the whole motto for Saturn is that delay is in your best interest, okay? If you're being delayed with something here, being delayed from taking back your power in a situation or circumstance, it's usually because there's either more information needed, something needs to play out, maybe you still need to learn a certain lesson or take your power back or be responsible in some way, or there's just, some sort of timing to delay happening, universal timing, to where the delay is in your best interest. Now, it's interesting that we have a full moon here. So we already, what was it, last week, had a full moon. Was it on the 14th, I think? And so about a week ago, we had our full moon. So it's going to be another 3 weeks before the next full moon. So what I'm going to say is, with that delay, or with the timing aspect, or with, learning some sort of karmic lesson, or taking some sort of responsibility, empowering ourselves in some way, it might be 3 to 4 weeks when we come upon that next full moon that things are starting to settle, or that we're starting to feel the ability to take our power back, or whatever is being delayed might start to unfold for us. So just know that there again might be a timing thing here of 3 to 4 weeks. All right, what else can we say about the Eight of Cups? The Eight of Cups usually shows, now it doesn't in this card, but usually shows a woman or someone walking away from a situation that maybe she feels emotionally invested in, but also disempowered in. And she's walking away and walking towards something new. Now in this particular card, this person is almost like they're walking up this trail of cups. To me, it looks like cups here, even though there's cups down here at the bottom of the card. This could be a staircase, or again, it could be cups that signify some sort of staircase. But in this picture, the person seems to be moving up. And it has the feeling of evolving, like there's an evolution and soul growth happening here for you as a soul, that you're almost like as you empower yourself or take back your power, you're spiritually graduating, quote unquote, to the next step up on your soul path. So that would be the other way that I would look at this card. Let's take a look at the next card here. Okay, card number 2, which came out by itself. Okay, this is a much brighter card in more ways than one, because it's a fire card. So it's the Four of Wands, 4 of fire, 4 of rods, and this one has this feeling, well, first of all, it's Venus and Aries. I have to say, I keep on being drawn right away to Venus and Aries. And remember, this week, Venus is trining Pluto, okay? Now, Venus isn't in Aries, she's actually in Taurus, and then later this week she goes into Gemini. But Venus, the divine feminine in Aries, is independent, self-sufficient, take charge. She's gonna be a leader and make something happen. She's gonna take the action to make something happen. And when I look at this card, doesn't it look like an action is being taken? Look at these big, tall doors are opening, and we've got that fire energy, or that light behind the doors. It makes me feel like there's opportunities, that all you need to do is walk through those doors, and the universe is going to provide you with these new and various opportunities. But it's because you, Venus, you divine feminine, are moving forward. You're taking a step. Now, the divine feminine usually is about being receptive and allowing and going with the flow, right? It doesn't mean that she's not strong and confident and courageous, but definitely in this case, she's taking charge and she's taking some action. She's not going to sit back far away from these doors and just watch as they open and then wonder what's behind them. She's going to take the initiative and take the action. She's going to be assertive and aggressive like Aries, and she's going to get up and she's going to walk or run through those doors with excitement. You know, to me, it's like that wand's fire energy is excitement and passion and inspiration, and it's just got that energy of, wow, I wonder what's waiting for me behind those doors. I'm gonna walk through those doors, even though I might be a little, a little fearful or a little insecure, or, I don't know what's behind those doors. But you know what? Hey, what do I have to lose? I want to see what's behind those doors. And the number 4, numerologically speaking, we've got the 4 wands. The number 4 is a very solid, grounded, secure, and stable sort of energy. If you think about the 4 corners of a box, it sits on the ground very secure. Okay, those four corners of the box, it makes the box secure and stable. So you're pretty secure and stable. And you know, as you walk through those doors and meet up with all this adventure or new opportunities, or you know, whatever's behind the door there, new beginnings, you're initiating some sort of action, but you're going to be okay. You're going to be stable. You're going to be grounded and secure in whatever is there. So I think going from the Eight of Cups to the Four of Wands within this reading so far is a very, very positive step. And this is like, you know, Venus trining Pluto this week. She's empowered. She's taken her power back and she's going to move, right? She's going to go for it. All right, so the last card came out as two cards here. So the first of the two cards is the Two of Swords. The Two of Swords, and it does have the moon in Libra up here. And the moon is our subconscious emotional nature. It's our feelings, our intuition. Libra is relationships. So again, it has the feeling of some sort of emotional connection with another in a relationship matter, where there's two maybe courses of action, or we need to make a decision between this and between that. You know, the number two here kind of suggests that there's two possibilities or two paths, you know, that there's more than one way this can go. And because it's the suit of swords, swords rules our thoughts and ideas and perceptions. It's everything up here in the mental realm. So again, two ideas to choose from, two courses of action. We have two different thoughts. Which way do we go? What decision do we make? And again, there seems to be an emotional connection within relationship here that is happening. Now, interestingly enough, this woman is blindfolded as well. So she might not be able to see all the information as far as the pros and the cons of each potential. To me, her being blindfolded has the feeling of there comes a point where we just have to go with our intuition, right? The moon is kind of our intuitive nature. And we might see certain things for this side or this decision or this possibility, and then we might see certain things for this side or this possibility. But again, there comes a point where we just need to feel. We just need to feel what is right for us. We just need to use our intuition. This is very logical. The Two of Swords is about logic, but to me, I think we need to use maybe a little bit of logic, but also our intuition as far as making the choice or making the decision. But let's see what card comes out with the Two of Swords here. The Two of Swords comes out with, okay, this is another swords card, and it's a positive one. Okay, a lot of the swords cards can be a little bit testy, but this is the Six of Swords. Six of Swords here is Mercury and Aquarius, and Mercury is the planet of the mental realm. It rules our thoughts, ideas, perceptions, and communications. And with it being in Aquarius, which is an air sign, this is an air planet, a mental air planet in a mental air sign. And Aquarius is freedom, independence. It's beating to the beat of your own drum. It's again going back to logic. It's using your logic here to make a decision or to communicate something. And the Six of Swords is one of those swords cards that is about moving on or moving forward. And you can see that this person's in a boat. Six of Swords is often shown with somebody in a boat, and they're kind of sailing away, or they're sailing towards a destination. The swords, to me, with this being a positive card, is that communication, like with whatever this is, this Two of Swords, the decision, the choice that needs to be made. To me, this is saying communication is very important. And if that's not possible to communicate with the other person or persons involved, then I would say have a communication with your higher self. To me, that Aquarius energy can be very higher God mind or higher self related. So you have a communication with your higher soul self, and or a communication, if you can, with others, and that will help things to move forward. This will allow the energy to move in a positive direction. Either that, or once you make the decision, you might be moving forward. You might be moving in a different direction. You might be moving towards something new here. But the Six of Swords, again, is a positive one, okay? So intellect, intuition, communication, and really kind of moving towards what's gonna allow me to move forward. What's gonna allow me to move forward. And we've got this person holding a lamp or a lantern, so spirit is lighting the way, or your higher soul self, I keep feeling higher self, is lighting the way to the next best step for you. You can see how all the swords are kind of like nicely in a pattern and balanced. And so again, it's balanced communication through your higher soul self, either to yourself or to another, that's going to assist with making a choice or decision. All right, let's see what your special message card is depending on your stone of choice. Let's show them to you one more time here. Rhodonite, beautiful pink rhodonite. Passionate orange carnelian. Or a deeply intense ruby. Okay. All right, so let's give this a little shuffle here. And the first stone was the rhodonite. So special message for this week for rhodonite people. Rhodonite people. I'm gonna close my eyes again here. Okay, this one was popping up as I opened my eyes. All right, rhodonite people, Mintaken. And it says, longing for home, belonging, the original light workers. Okay, so I feel like, just as it says, longing for home, you have a longing for something or someone or some experience. Like, I just feel like you don't feel maybe totally comfortable most of the time in your human body or in this lifetime. And, again, this feeling of going back home, what does that mean? Back home could be to another planetary system. Back home could be to a past life where you were really comfortable and felt loved and felt secure and felt like you were doing your light work or whatever it might be. I don't know a lot about Mintaken, but if you want to Google it, it's Mintakan, but it's another time, another place, and another planetary system. And you can see here, although it's a little difficult, this is kind of like a mermaid. This is like the mer people. So in this other planetary system, I'm not sure if it was the kind of a planet of oceans and water and whales and mermaids and dolphins. I don't know if I have that right, but we definitely have some mermaid energy here. So it's like that magical fantasy realm that we might not be longing specifically for that, but you're longing for something that just doesn't seem to be here for you. Now, that doesn't mean that there's nothing here for you, right? This is almost suggesting that it says the original light workers, that again, the time, the space, the place, the dimension that you come from, the world that you come from, might have been one of greater peace, of greater love and compassion amongst each other and humanity. And this just might be heavy for you. We got the sun moving into Cancer this week. So it has that feeling of that water sign of Cancer, home, ancestors, my roots. I want to go back to a time and a place that felt easier and kind and supportive and whatnot. So I feel like you should maybe look up Mintakens and call on their essence. Call on your angels and guides to assist you in feeling home wherever you are, however you are. There was a reason that you chose to come into this lifetime, to experience this lifetime. You have a purpose for being here. And I feel like if you can just find other people that are of a similar mindset, find other people that will support you, if you can connect with your purpose, connect with your truth, and connect with the best of humanity or the best within yourself. And you might need to at times protect your energy, set good boundaries, and maybe have a lot of alone time, because the world is a little chaotic out there, right? It has been for a while, but it just seems to become more and more. And for those that are very empathic, like people that have Sun in Cancer, for instance. And two, if you're not a Cancer, the Sun is moving into Cancer. So we're all gonna kind of filter through that empathic, emotional energy. So we may just be feeling a little bit more empathic and emotionally sensitive anyway, no matter what your astrology says. So I just feel like connecting, through, I keep getting like flashes of watching those like fantasy movies that just, make you feel good. Those ones that, what is it called? All of a sudden I'm drawing a blank, but those movies that would be kind of fantasy-like, those movies that have the feel-good quality to them. Or again, walking out in nature can have kind of this quality of immersing yourself into the essence of universe, right? Kind of forgetting everything else chaotic around you. And I feel like this is the type of energy that you need to immerse yourself in: the unconditional love, the compassion, the light, the healing, the forgiveness, the emotional support from others, or at least from your angels and guides. Okay, all right, I'm gonna put that back in the deck. Okay, and then let's choose a card for the carnelian people. Special message for those who chose the carnelian. Carnelian, special message. Nothing's popping out at me yet. Special message for carnelian people. The one on top, actually. It says share your voice, okay? Share your voice. It says come out of the cave. It says persecution. And then it says expression. So it seems like whether it was a time or a situation in this lifetime or previous lifetime or both, to where when you spoke your truth, you used your voice, said what you mean, or stood your ground, or shared information, or whatever it might be, that you were kind of persecuted for it. You were, what do I want to say? Persecuted is a harsh word, even though it says that, but at the very least you weren't accepted, you weren't listened to, and I feel like that was another time, that was another place. Okay, it was either long ago in this lifetime or even longer ago in a previous lifetime. And you've kind of hidden away and hidden your voice away and hidden your truth away since then, at least regarding a specific area of your life. And this is saying it's time to come out now. It's time to come out of that cave and express yourself again. It's time to speak your truth. Share your voice, right? This is that Venus connecting with Pluto and empowering yourself. And then Venus, the next day, going into Gemini and expressing herself verbally, or maybe through writing or teaching or whatever it might be. So don't hide away anymore. Don't hide yourself away. You have something important to share. You have something important to say. And the right people will listen. Find the right people to listen. Find the people that will support you and love you and listen to you. If it's not the people that are around you, then reach out and network. Find Facebook groups or places to go where they're having group activities or teaching, metaphysical stores, or whatever it might be. and speak your truth again. Don't close down that throat chakra, right? Let's open up that throat chakra and speak our truth. One more, not one more time, but once again, right? Express yourself. And maybe the expression is through music or through writing or blogging. It doesn't have to necessarily be speaking per se, but it's definitely sharing your expression of truth. All right, let's put that back in the deck. And then the last card is for the Ruby people. Boy, this is a long video. Gotta watch my time. All right, Ruby people. Special message for Ruby. This one keeps calling my attention. Ruby people. Akasha. Oh, I like that. Akasha. And it says, your guidance is divinely guided. Well, that's interesting. Your guidance is divinely guided. You're connecting with the Akashic records. You're connecting with the Akasha, the place where all answers are in time and in space for all the individuals, for yourself. So this is you asking, and for starters, you can call on Archangel Metatron. Archangel Metatron is the overseer of the Akashic records, and he can help you to connect with your Akashic records. If you're looking for what's my purpose, what's my path all about, what decision should I make, what's in my highest and best interest, the list might go on and on. You can call on Archangel Metatron and ask him to put you in touch with your Akashic records, if it be in your highest truth at this time, to be able to know what the information is that you seek, to receive the messages that you seek. And maybe you'll have a dream, or maybe you'll have an aha moment. There are people out there actually that connect to the Akashic records, so you can find somebody that does a reading and gives spiritual guidance through the Akashic records. But this is tapping into that soul energy, the information, the messages, it's called the Book of Life, right? Connecting with your Book of Life to find the answers that you're seeking regarding a particular situation. So you can, in meditation, just ask to be connected to that and ask for your connection to strengthen more and more each day. I would say you could even do a visualization, of however you want it to go. You could be crossing a bridge. You can be going up a flight of stairs like this here. You can be walking down a long hall that has many doorways. That's a good way to kind of seek answers too, is kind of visualize yourself walking down a hallway and there's many doors on either side, and you're walking up to the door in your visualization meditation, to the door that you're intuitively guided to, and then moving through that door to receive the answer that you're seeking. And it's all being done there within the Akashic records. Okay? All right. So I hope you've all enjoyed this kind of lengthy weekly Empowered Moments video. Thank you so much for sticking with me here and listening to the whole thing. Sending you lots of love and light and many, many blessings until we connect again next week and next month pretty soon. All right, love and light, everyone.